Hey, how's it going? It's Scott. Man, I love coffee. I drink a lot of it. But I like it just a certain way. It's good, just straight out of the cup, but what makes it perfect for me, the right recipe, is to add a little creamer and then to have it just the perfect temperature. I like to have it coming out of the coffee pot after it's been sitting there for a little bit. That's good. I love it. I've been thinking a lot about love lately. Not coffee love, but relationship love. I've been talking to you about some of those parts of God's ultimate design for love. What God has is a perfect recipe for how two people should be in love with one another. And one of the things that I've shared with you already is that God created something called dode, which is a physical kind of love. But he says in order to have something that's going to last and be great for a long time, for all of our lives, you can't just settle for that first part, that dode, which is the physical part of the passion and the relationship and the attraction. He says you got to add to that, much the same way I have to add to my perfect cup of coffee. I like to add the cream. God says we have to add something to the physical, and that's something called raya, which is a friendship, a deep personal friendship. It's when two people share the same priorities with each other. If you add that raya to the dode, you're going to find something that kind of increases the passion, makes it last a whole lot longer, especially when you've been together for a while. But what makes it really go the distance is if you add to the dode and the raya something that God calls ahava. Ahava is a fidelity. It is a commitment that you make to one another. When you add all three of those pieces, dode to the raya to the ahava, you add from the physical, you add the friendship, and then to the friendship you add a sense of commitment that you make to one another to say, I'm going to work at this for the rest of my life. It's just about you, and for you it's just about me. When you share those three things with each other, then you have God's ultimate design for love. You have something that can go the distance. How are you doing in your relationships? How are you doing with who you're in love with? Do you have all three? Do you work at it? Do you work at keeping the dode there? And do you work at staying friends? Do you work and pledge your fidelity and your commitment to one another? If you do, you're going to have what God's always intended. Well, you've been pushed. I'll talk to you next time.